Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Reacts. Today we're checking out from TV Sin Season 1, Episode 7 of Invincible, We Need to Talk. That's right, we're almost done with the full season of Invincible. And with good timing, because the Season 2 and 3 were announced recently. Yeah, I know they were announced like a month ago, but come on, whatever. Well, let's hop in, see all the sins in this episode. Here we go. Spoilers, duh.
Waking up after an emotional argument with your eye wings still on fleek. So in the previous episode, Nolan punched this wall in a display of anger. But does punching a wall in anger give you any kind of emotional release when you can also punch through asteroids? This has to be like you or I punching through toilet paper, right? Here we see Adam and Eve using her powers to make coffee, including manually boiling the water. Look, I still don't fully understand what her powers are, and no, I'm not going to research them, you nerd. But can she not just rearrange the atoms of the air itself to create a steaming cup of morning go juice instead of going through all these steps? Why does she even need go juice? Coffee brand coffee.
Because she's still technically human.
You need to trust me.
She does not.
She has powers,
Debbie has confronted Nolan with proof that he murdered the Guardians. So does he really expect her to trust him that this was all for the greater good just because that's what obedient, well-behaved wives are supposed to do? Also, this show's beginning to soap opera so hard that I'm having flashbacks to my grandmother yelling, "Don't you dare trust him!" at the TV screen while stress-eating Werther's Originals.
We'll talk later.
Nolan is addicted to Debbie, 2 ceilings, a floor, and a roof.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
It's Mom. Listen to me.
I'm not around.
People that do this with their voicemail.
Come on, this is dumb.
Yes, diverting our attention away
yeah,
from the
that's right,
main story
though.
to give us more of this
His
will they,
phone's
won't they relationship B-plot is dumb.
This is why I'm always late or why I don't show.
Forget interrogation or torture, the power of boners is apparently all it takes for a superhero to reveal their identity.
Then
That's just
why
why
are we
superheroes
fighting?
We're
date
fighting
superheroes.
because you lied to me. You made
Yeah,
me feel stupid and
superheroes.
unimportant.
It's a
Not
secret
supervillains.
identity.
Mark would be
Invincible?
TV sins.
So much for welcome back. Congrats for not dying.
Premature being an ungrateful brat, or whatever the opposite of celebration is. Indoor
Just being
fireworks.
ungrateful is all
If
it
the
is.
flying pieces of superheated plastic don't get you, the unannounced PTSD-inducing explosion sure will. That's a guarantee.
We're the guardians of the globe, baby. If we can die at any time, we can drink at any time.
This
Whatever
logic's
you
not
say,
exclusive
man.
to the Guardians.
Whatever you
Anything that's
say.
alive can die at any time, and anything that's alive can drink at any time. Assuming it has a mouth, a digestive system, and is of legal age to drink iced tea. Just give me a show of
Iced
sin for
tea?
acting like Rex was capable of making a good point.
But I'm lactose intolerant.
Whoa, hold on.
Come on.
Do you know me at
him.
all? I
It's
feel
Bill.
no with beer.
I know Rex is all kinds of unhinged, but this beer situation must be addressed. I don't care how well he cleaned these gardens, and we all know he didn't.
Plus, I gotta say this real quick, with actually being cousins and all, robot, Rudy, whatever his name is he can't just shatter them like he could do with the glass bottles.
There's still going to be an unsettling amount of milk switching around that beer.
Why are you never this industrious when it involves training?
The manager at every job I've ever had. I mean, except this one, of course. Can I refill your coffee, Mr. Sinny?
I swear to God,
insane.
he had his head
Isn't that the
on the
council?
bench and he was just standing over it, prying it open with a Phillips head screwdriver.
Oh, come on. No one's using
on.
a Phillips head screwdriver to pry open a complex piece of machinery like Robot's head. You'd obviously use a flathead for that.
Oh, nothing. I mean, it's all magnetically locked.
I am alone and helpless.
Despite 2/3 of the Blue Man Group acknowledging this is likely bullshit, they'll
Two-thirds.
take Baby
I get
Robo at his
that.
word, which results in them being swindled. Gotta love villains who are exactly as dumb or as smart as the plot needs them to be. Sorry, love and sin are listed in the TV Sin's Thesaurus as synonyms.
I'm a terrible friend
Sin
and a worse
omnims.
boyfriend
I get it.
because I'm
Ah, quick, do the thing!
Skip!
You're like a bad guy in a samurai movie who gets cut in half but thinks they're fine until they're like, oh my god, my top half's sliding away from my bottom half.
One cheeseburger was harmed in the making of the simile. Also, putting the cheese on the bottom bun instead of the top of the burger like a society-hating sociopath.
Yeah, what the hell,
Also filling
people?
up on the cheese and bun half of your bifurcated burger, instead of making sure you have room for the heart attack in bun half. Also, what kind of monster goes to the effort of setting out their ketchup burger and fries only to leave
Look at
before
that.
eating a single bite of it? Are
Like,
there
that is
any
an
heroes
asshole
left in this
move.
world?
Eat the
Velma
freaking
Dinkley doesn't have a
burger
bigger
you
part in
paid
this
for.
episode.
What?
There's That's a literal lorem ipsum text up here on this monitor.
Oh,
I don't know whether to
lorem
add a sin for
ipsum.
laziness or remove a sin for ballsiness. No, I'm lying. I know exactly what to do.
There's only one person
I didn't get
know
that
who might be
reference.
able to go toe-to-toe with Omni-Man and come out on top, Debbie.
Why would Cecil think that Debbie is the best way to get to Adam Eve? Wouldn't it be better to just...
Where's Mark, Debbie?
No, f*** you. Robert Kirkman continues his
We
crusade
tried
against
going
20th
small.
century innovators by using flathead screws to do the hard work of keeping Rudy's skull in place, instead of the far more useful crosshead screws invented by Mr. Henry F. Phillips.
This procedure doesn't
The whole
transfer
thing's
to
just
the new body.
difficult.
It creates
I mean,
a copy of your mind.
Let's just file that under things Rudy should definitely know already, but thank you for the clone's position.
Of course, his brain's abnormal.
no
Think
shit.
of that? Look at it.
A couple of things here. One, they only just found out this is what a
Of
robot
course,
actually
his
looks like,
brain's
so
abnormal.
how could he
What
have
the
planned
hell?
for that? And two, you are literally his clone, so why didn't you think of that too?
His motor cortex is the size of a pea. Same for his occipital and parietal lobes. They've all been eaten alive by his oversized cerebrum.
While writing this, I
Nice.
learned that the cerebral cortex is the outermost layer of the cerebrum and houses the four major lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. So either thing one's description of what's happened to Robot's brain is not quite accurate, or brain surgery is way more complicated than I think it is, and I
I
should
think it's
probably put the
complicated, is
scalpel
what it
down.
is.
Compensating now.
Which apparently is as easy as twiddling two wires together. I mean, this repair job would have been less ridiculous if he'd attempted a simple percussive adjustment. The laughable idea that a progress bar wouldn't quickly go to 98%, giving the illusion that it's almost finished, but then take an hour to reach climax after 4 or 5 attempts and at least one reboot.
Hey, I gotta say this
Electricity,
though. These
screaming,
guys are pretty smart
fire,
and creative.
excitement?
I'm sorry it wasn't you.
I think I understand the sentiment, but what a bizarre thing to be sorry.
Cut. Well, back, and before we continue, can I just say, hey, this is really the power of Bonos? Like, this guy went through the whole effort of getting a whole new body made just so he could be with a girl. That's the power of Bonos.
Sorry about. In all the ways that matter, he is him. I mean, other than now occupying the body of a younger version of a hero who he didn't consult or receive consent from before cloning, but we've got
True.
the rest of the season to explore. There's only one episode left? And they're just pulling this now?
And now that our deal is complete, it's time you both return to prison.
If Rudy intends on taking them both to
The
prison,
mind
why
of
did
a
he bother
30-year-old
handing over the
man and a
schematics to the
12-year-old
collar?
body.
Of course, the answer is that the writers needed the roided Smurfs to have the collar so they can bring back the immortal. Apparently, the show was 3 minutes short on runtime and way underspent on their animated blood budget. Rudy is a genius, but apparently that genius only extends to making slightly bigger robots.
Boy.
Judging by Mark's choice
Is
of
it a
dartboard
multi-hull
placement, a disregard
robot?
for human life must run in the family.
He's not dead. Even after evacuating the neighborhood, we had to keep the yield down. Best it'll do is knock him on his ass for an hour or two.
Or not
Holy
at all.
Cecil just wasted a lot of people's lives. Evacuating the neighborhood ahead of time means he was always planning to have Donald blow that place, so what was the point of sending the soldiers into the house at all? If he knew that even this explosion wasn't going to do the job, what chance did they have? Texting and flying.
Something.
I'm helping
You gotta
you
just
today.
try.
Seeing all of this going on in the world, but deciding to help Mark with his girl problems. Perhaps after all this time, poor Aim is actually a clone thing.
Oh, no,
not just
it
a
is just a
stormtrooper
regular bot.
Advantage to being a clone. We always know what the other one is thinking.
thing. Confusing
that
cloning with
true?
telepathy. I'd argue even the slightest variation in
Probably
life
not.
experience would have an effect on one's thoughts, to the extent that the longer each clone was alive, the less likely they'd be to be able to know what the other is thinking. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm going to send this for
I mean,
being
it
a
just makes
finishing each
sense.
other's sentences cliche.
Where's Mark,
Yeah, whatever.
William?
Amber dumped him, and he didn't like my advice, so he went to go find Eve.
Bullshit! Does he know that? It ended up being true, but Mark stormed off without mentioning a thing about where he was going. If you're going to be labeled
mean,
a
it's
snitch,
probably
at
just a
least be a
guess.
factually accurate snitch.
Oh
How
god.
do we know you're telling the truth?
Ask me something only Robot would know.
Despite the sound logic of this idea, they forego any meaningful question and answer segment, making us all wonder why it was even brought up in the first place.
How the f*** do you look like me?
There it
That
is.
is a much longer story, one that can wait.
It's actually a very short story. While in the body of a
Here it is. I took some of your blood, I had a clone made, and I copied my brain over to this copy, not moved. And so, Robot is now me. Or I Am Robot, or something like that. Holy crap, I Am Robot. I just remember that movie, I Am Robot, with Will Smith. That was actually a pretty good movie. Had a young Shia LaBeouf in it, did you know that? No, you didn't. It had that Just Do It guy in it.
robot, 30-year-old
teen,
Rudy
I
developed
think,
feelings
young
for a
adult.
24-year-old monster girl, despite her being in the body of a 10-year-old. He exploited her attraction to Rex by cloning his body and transferring his consciousness into it so that she'd fall in love with him and they live a life of sciencing shit together. Look, I said it was short, not that it wasn't super fucking creepy.
No,
Can
he's
you
right.
use your
That
teleporter
was
to
short.
bring Mark and Eve back here?
You need to be wearing one of these.
But it could have rescued poor fucking Donald. right?
Someone had to press the button.
Breaking the fourth wall. Not even Omni-Man shall stop our sin rays.
I don't think that was aimed at us.
Sorry. But seriously, why is Omni-Man making out like this laser beam is such a big deal when he seems to have no issues Rickon Starking his way through it so he can blow up the source? A literal murder of crows.
$400 billion for the world's most expensive nosebleed.
Tony
See,
Montana,
it caused some bleed.
1984.
Bloody.
So you lied to us about who you really were, freed the Maulers from prison, stole Rex's DNA, conspired with criminals to grow yourself a new body, and you expect us all to be like, oh sure, who wouldn't?
Well, yeah, when you say it like
Yes,
that, it sounds
that's
pretty
exactly
ridiculous.
what I'm
However,
hoping.
let's not forget that the person pointing out said ridiculous situation was written by the same person who created said ridiculous situation to begin with.
The world was fine before I came along. It'll be fine without my help. Better, probably.
I'm sure it's likely a deliberate juxtaposition, but the Mark is
come on,
moody
Maul.
and miserable about being a teenage superhero B-plot really undercuts the fun of the Catch Omni-Man A-plot. And now, many minutes of Omni-Man being pummeled by mindless robots who can't possibly hurt
Yeah,
him.
some of
Yes,
these
I'm both
robots
asking
do
to get
shit
back to
to
the
him.
Omni-Man action and sitting the
I don't
Omni-Man
mean, like,
action.
good shit.
Welcome to TV Sins. Further proof that
Look at
every
this.
universe needs an Edna mode. This creature's impressive, but it can't even fly.
Yeah,
So here's
and
a sin
the
for all the
Leviathan.
other possible routes Omni-Man could and should have taken to get past it.
That should buy us 5 minutes or so.
Everywhere.
I mean, you could have easily doubled that if you made your move as soon as the zombie robot soldiers started attacking, instead of sitting back and enjoying the show.
Teleport me to Invincible's location.
Can't, sir. Hail Mary was so big she'd burn out the teleport.
Teleporters,
Hail Mary.
more like
Kind of like-
teleplotters, am I right?
I really like how they
They'll
named it.
Work
Hail
with the plot.
Mary.
Needs them to. I'll move on.
Get to Guardians HQ.
What? Cecil!
Listen to me and do what I say.
Or you could fucking tell her that Omni-Man murdered everyone instead of playing the situational equivalent of the pronoun game with her. Also, why is
Yeah, why
using
not just
Adam
be
Eve
like,
and the new Guardians
Omni-Man
to take
killed
down
the
Omni-Man
Guardians?
backup to the backup to the backup plan instead of being the actual plan? If this creature does take out Omni-Man, what the do they call to take it out?
The Guardians? Hey, look, it's
Yay,
immortal.
a fight between a being we have no reason to believe is even remotely killable and another being who is literally called the Immortal and who we have already seen die horribly and return to life. Who needs stakes to keep the audience invested when you have two men punching each other
I mean,
really
you gotta
hard?
admit, though, he
Me,
did come back
I
to
do.
life.
We need to
He just
talk.
needed his head
Roll
connected.
commercials. Holy sh! That actually worked this time.
Oh, and there it goes. 81 sins. A sentence of death from space. Well, folks, I think that's what we're gonna call it. So, I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do. And I'll see all of you folks next time. Peace out.